for joining us for Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, presented by Time Warp Vintage. This is a show where we brew up topics from a woman's point of view. I'm Brooke Allen. Thank you for being with us. Well, I am so incredibly proud. This is our 24th show today. We have a new set. It's beautiful. We are broadcasting live from the My Michigan TV studios in Troy, Michigan. And if you don't already have the app on your phone or smartphone, you can download it now for free. Well, let me tell you, grab your cup of coffee and settle in. We have a lot going on today. The big story locally, of course, is the NFL draft happening about 25 minutes away in downtown Detroit later this week. And former Detroit Lion Lomas Brown is here, and the NFL draft, not only about football, but we will find out about the Sports Tech and Venture Summit, which kicks into gear tomorrow. And he is not only known for his pizza, but also his foundation. Fredi Bello is here to talk about how you can help and look good while doing it. And of course, it is April 22nd. It is Earth Day. The Detroit Zoological Society helping throw a party for the planet. And we are less than 7 days away from our Community Partners Walk. You can still join our team, hint, hint. And if you know, you know, I love theater and coffee. Our Curtains Up and Coffee of the Day segment heading your way, so stick with us. Thank you so much again for being with us. Well, we are excited to announce our giveaway for this week. You have a chance to win a gift certificate to Epiphany Studios in Pontiac to try your hand at glass blowing. How fun does that sound? Well, you need to like and follow Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen on Facebook. Also, comment with the number 24, all in celebration, of course, of our 24th show. We will announce a winner at the end of the show with our friend and sponsor, Jason. But remember, I say it every week, if you've already won, you cannot win again. Fun fact. So Philadelphia's Burt Bell created the NFL draft almost 90 years ago. In 1936, it happened at the Ritz-Carlton in Philadelphia. Well, former Detroit Lion Lomas Brown is here. And Lomas, you were drafted back in 1985, the 6th overall pick, I believe. Am I right?
Yes, you're right.
Well, see, my dad taught me well, didn't he? Okay, so the NFL draft is happening this week. How exciting is this for you?
Oh, my goodness, Brooke. It is so exciting, just not only for me, but I think for the city, for the region, for the state of Michigan. It's awesome to have this event here. I say it's bigger than the Super Bowl, and we've already hosted the Super Bowl
right.
here. So I think it's going to be a lot going on. We already know about things that's happening this week.
There's so much happening.
Oh my goodness, every venue seems like they are having something. All kind of former players, former NFL players are coming into town, and of course, the guys that are looking to become NFL players, they'll be here with their family. So it's just going to be a great experience, I think, for people to get a chance to see the state of Michigan and experience the state of Michigan.
So as a former Detroit Lion, how excited are you personally? I mean, a lot of these people you know, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you're around town, you're such a stand-up guy in the city. So what does it mean to you personally to have this come to our city?
Yeah, I mean, it's almost kind of like we're throwing a party.
Right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're party hosts, and
right.
We're throwing a big party for the nation to come and see, like I say, how this region is, how Detroit is. And I just think where we're located at, it gives all these other football cities around us an opportunity to come here. We got the international border right across the street. So I think this is just going to be so good just for fans of the NFL, for fans of the Detroit Lions. They get the opportunity to see the draft right here. We get to boo the commissioner.
Oh,
you know,
well,
we
hey,
get to
we
boo
love
him.
that,
He
right?
wants us to boo him, so we get a chance to boo him. There you go, right here.
If we can make it around town. We were talking about that.
Yes.
Like, how are we going to get from one place to another? Because it's going to be so amazing and so packed. So, okay, let's talk about the Lions for a minute, okay?
All right.
All right.
Yes.
I know you love that, right? Okay, so first of all, do you want to talk about jerseys?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you want to talk about Super Bowl?
Okay, so let's talk about jerseys.
All right,
since
let's do
we
that first.
just had that.
Okay.
Beautiful jerseys.
They are gorgeous.
And the thing I love about the jerseys, they took the old and then they incorporated it with the new and what's going to happen in the future. I'm just so happy they kept us involved.
Right?
I played back in the 90s, so they got a lot of that 90s feel in those new jerseys. But again, looking forward to what these guys are going to be able to do. So I talked to a lot of my ex-teammates. Yeah. They're excited. They think the jerseys look wonderful. Now, the black jersey, I'm still trying to,
to wrap your head around that one.
They weren't good in black when we had them before.
Okay.
So hopefully hopefully we're going to change that around and they'll be good. But they look good.
They do look good.
They look
They're
good.
Nice and, I love
yes.
them, actually. I love that color blue.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now let's talk about this coming year for the Detroit Lions.
Yes. So still a little hurt off us not getting to the Super Bowl last year. I felt we should have got there. I felt we had that game. But I do think the Lions, one, I think they're going to get better with the draft picks they're going to pick up this year. Two, I think they're going to get better because the guys that were on the team last year had a year under their belt, so they're going to get better. And three, Dan Campbell, that's my guy. Love me some Dan Campbell and that coaching staff. I think with that combination, and then Sheila Hampford, like I say, you have to give her credit because she's done such a great job of putting all this together. So I'm looking for us to be in New Orleans. You know the Super Bowl is in New Orleans this year.
All right, man. We're calling it. I'm going with you.
I need some beads around my neck. I need
I'll take
to be
some feathers.
Yeah,
right?
Bourbon
We got
Street.
you. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to meet you on Bourbon Street, all right?
We're doing it. We're doing it. Okay, so I was going to pretend like I knew about the draft as far as picks and all of that, but I'm going to admit that I knew you were drafted 6th overall, right? But as far as this upcoming draft and the Lions, what's going on?
So we have the 29th pick, and me and Freddie were talking about this earlier. With Brad Holmes, we don't know whether he's going to keep that pick. He could just not keep that pick and move back. So what that means, we're going to have a lot of fans downtown Detroit waiting on the Lions to pick, and they may not pick on that Thursday. It may be that Friday. So just telling the fans to get prepared for that. But in Brad, we trust. He's done such a great job with the guys that he's brought here. So whatever Brad do, we're going to sit back and we're going to trust Brad.
All right, and then we're going to meet you in New Orleans.
Oh, all right. Now, it's going to be a party.
It is going to be a party. Yeah. All right, real quick, Lomas, you have a foundation.
Yes.
And it's all about kids and the camp experience for kids.
Yeah, so I have the Lomas Brown Jr. Foundation. We just had a big camp at Baldock Park on the east side on Saturday. We had over 500 kids attend. And what we wanted to do was bring that draft experience to the east side, to Baldock Park. So we had the fat heads from the parade.
Yes.
We had the big heads out there. We had NASCAR car out there. I had like 10 former players out there.
Awesome.
We had a great time, and like I say, the kids got the opportunity to really see, kind of feel what this draft is going to be like. Even if they can't get downtown, we wanted to make sure we brought that experience to them.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
And of course, you had that one that just ended on Saturday.
Yes.
There's many more coming up, especially during the summer. So how do people find out information about those? Because it's such an important issue.
Absolutely. So go to LomasBrownJr.org, LomasBrownJrFoundation.org, and we'll have all the camps listed on there, all the events that we're planning on doing. Volunteers, I always need volunteers. If people want to volunteer, if you want to donate, it's all on my website. So please go to LomasBrownJrFoundation.org.
All right. I could be a football camp counselor, couldn't I?
Yeah,
I could do this. All right, man, let's do it.
I got a jersey for you and everything, so I got you.
Sign me up, man.
I got you.
All right, man. Thank you so much. Again, that is Lomas Brown, former Detroit Lion, and of course, just all-around stellar guy. I believe his number was 75.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 75, right? See? I got this. Well, listen, I also had the opportunity to catch up with Chris Moyer. He is from Visit Detroit, and while I was at the Governor's Tourism Conference in Kalamazoo a couple of weeks ago, and what we talked about was the incredible opportunity the NFL draft is for the city of Detroit, but he also warned, and this is super important, do not let anyone sell you a ticket. Let's watch.
So the NFL draft is a free event. If somebody is trying to sell you a ticket, say no thank you, because this is a free event. What people need to do is go on their smartphone, their Android or their Apple, go to the App Store and download the NFL One Pass. Then register to attend, and that will give you this QR code that you can walk through to come into the NFL footprint. But again, free event, download the NFL One Pass, and let's say you don't have a smartphone. That doesn't mean you can't come. There are going to be ambassadors at each of the 3 gates that will help get you registered just in case you don't have that smartphone or that's not how you want to access the footprint.
Okay, so what about family-friendly events? I mean, so much going on.
Yes. Each day is going to be a little bit different. Thursday, the big start of it, the #1 pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, going to our friends in the Chicago Bears. This is a party.
Okay.
This is a big event. It's going to go from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night, and the streets are going to be filled with lots of people reveling in their team's hopeful, success.
Right.
But all day before that, we have the NFL Experience in Hart Plaza, right on the beautiful Detroit River. Punt, pass, and kick, 40-yard dash, great food, great opportunity to bring your family down and walk around and
experience
Detroit. Friday is a good day of both family and party, and then Saturday is the family day. We are really encouraging people. This is a great day. This is when I'm going to bring my little daughter down. This is when we're going to bring some young cousins down, walk around and be a part of the experience. Saturday goes all day from the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock at night. So that's the time I think that is the best family-friendly experience.
Okay, is the Saturday.
Is the Saturday.
And is that the official end, or?
The last pick, which in the NFL Draft is called Mr. Irrelevant.
Yes, that's so awful.
It is so awful, but just to put it in context, this one of the 2 Super Bowl competing quarterbacks for San Francisco, Brock Purdy, was the last pick in the draft. And so just because you are quote unquote Mr. Irrelevant doesn't mean that your career is going to be so once you get to the league.
And you can see my full interview with Chris and all of my interviews from Kalamazoo at mymichigantv.com or by downloading their free app. Well, Christiane Malone is TechTown Detroit's Chief Program Officer and Wayne State University's Assistant Vice President of Economic Development. And this is the 20th anniversary for TechTown Detroit, which is considered the university's entrepreneurship hub. And we've got a sports tech and I'm missing something.
Venture
Venture Summit happening this week, right?
Absolutely.
It's all tied to the NFL Draft.
It is.
Okay, so thank you first of all for joining us, and tell me there's so many action-packed days in this summit. So tell me about this.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are working with 13 other organizations to really put together a way to highlight Detroit's tech and innovation spirit and legacy that we have here, as well as tie into the sports. The draft is here. Why not highlight Detroit as a tech hub? And so this was the perfect opportunity to bring together, innovation that really helps spur Detroit's legacy as well as our past and our future to come.
So 20 years for people who don't know what TechTown is. Explain it.
Yeah, so TechTown, as you said, is Wayne State's entrepreneurship hub. We are focused on helping both startups as well as small businesses launch, scale, grow, everything from ideation all the way through, brick and mortar businesses, through resources, education, as well as capital.
So there's 4 days for the summit going on. It starts tomorrow. Okay, so kind of walk us through it and what is happening each day.
Absolutely. So we have a lot of events planned. So if you go to plainsightevents.com/sports-tech-and-venture, it's a really long URL. There is a list of all the events that are taking place. Tomorrow we kick off with a variety of sports tech talks and happy hours at Bamboo. At TechTown, we're doing a Motor City Tech Forum, which is really assisting those with just an idea, learn how to actually start up a tech-based business, and we actually have ideas from local sports organizations that the attendees can ideate on to really help them see what is possible and actually bring those ideas back to those sports teams.
And it's all about being together and unity, but learning from each other.
Absolutely.
And one thing that has really surprised me is the whole idea of collaboration. Because before, I've talked about this, how it used to be a competition.
Absolutely.
But now it's all about collaboration, and you guys that's central for you.
For sure. I mean, we're only stronger together, and we all have a piece of our entrepreneurial ecosystem that we help support, but we're stronger together than apart. And it really is demonstrated through this Sports Tech and Venture Summit that we're.
Okay, so Amanda Lewin, she is the founder of Bamboo, and I have to give her a shout out.
Love Amanda.
Yes, love Amanda. And we did the show at Bamboo back in January, and it was wonderful and amazing. And so will she be presenting during the summit?
So we're hosting some events on Tuesday at Bamboo.
Okay, so those are Bamboo Detroit?
Yes.
What about Bamboo Royal Oak?
Not sure, but I
Okay,
believe
we'll check on that.
yeah, next time. But you should definitely come to Tech Town for a podcast too.
Oh, I would love that.
And then Wednesday we have State of the Female Founder event at New Lab, and then Thursday we have 2 events, one whole roster of events that are happening at 6001 directly across the street from Tech Town. It actually used to be the former Cadillac sales dealership, so it's 1920s grander.
Okay.
And it's everything from a coffee talk to a NIL chat to a pitch contest that the Lieutenant Governor is going to help kick off, and then we're also having an additional podcast chat, and followed by a happy hour. Additionally, our partners at Benzinga are also hosting an event down at their offices, literally at One Campus Martius, next to the footprint of the draft. So it's amazing.
Amazing, right? Okay, so for people who might be interested in finding out more about Tech Town, because a lot of people, when I mention Tech Town, they're like, what is that? What are you talking about? But it's 20th anniversary, but people still aren't aware of it.
Correct.
So where do they go to find out more information?
Sure, they can go to techtowndetroit.org, find out all the information we have, both from our small business side, such as our retail boot camp, to our tech side with our Studio Discovery program, as well as we have Hatch Detroit too, so we're running that $100,000 contest from Comerica Bank, so lots of exciting things.
Yeah, you guys do a great job, so thank you so much. And I appreciate you coming in because the summit is so important.
It is.
Just one of the many things happening downtown this week, and that starts tomorrow and wraps up on Thursday?
Friday.
Friday. Okay. All right, Christiane, thank you so much. And again, that is Christiane Malone, Tech Town, Detroit's Chief Program Officer and Wayne State University's Assistant Vice President of Economic Development. That is a lot to say. Not only is Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen out in the community, but you can also find us all over social media. You can check us out on YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, and also, of course, Facebook. And you can also find our shows on Apple and Spotify. Well, we are so grateful to be streaming on our partners pages who let us stream the show live every week on their Facebook pages. You can see them all on that graphic on your screen, and all of our sponsors. Also, our community partner is there on that list. But also Skinny Teas, Artisan Bath and Skincare, Frameable Faces, Catalyst Media, Design Team Plus, Sarium Chicaro PR, and Ellie Mental Health West Bloomfield and Ellie Mental Health Novi. Again, thank you so much for streaming the show. We appreciate it, and our reach is fantastic, so thank you so much. Well, our next guest, Fredi the Pizza Man, is known for his pizza and his goulash, but also known for his incredible foundation, which not only promotes autism awareness, but builds sensory rooms all across Michigan, including the new one at Ford Field. And Fredi, you have a new collaboration going on with Born in Detroit, and kind of tell me about this.
Well, Anthony told me, and his brother, they reached out to me. Born in Detroit is now open in Woodward. They got their logo on the shirt. They put my logo on the shirt. They're selling it, and all the proceeds are going to benefit my foundation.
Okay, right. So your foundation is called?
Fredi the Pizza Man Foundation.
Okay, and what does it do?
For autism.
Yes.
So autism awareness, autism acceptance, having a child with autism, just learned about sensory rooms, and we started a charity in 2016, my wife and I, and we're up to 85 schools in the state of Michigan and 2 major arenas.
So the arenas, of course, Ford Field.
And the Breslin Center, Michigan State.
Michigan State, okay. And you know, what's so interesting is, of course, I follow you on social media and see all these sensory rooms, but people are always coming into the restaurant and thanking you for everything you do, because these sensory rooms add so much. Yeah. And everyone should have one, right? Every school.
Well, if people that have a child with autism understand sensory room in a school is important for the teachers, obviously the kids, but it's also important for the parents when their kids are there, you know. So sensory room is beneficial when they have the ball pits and the fidgets and the swings and they're having a bad moment, they just kind of decompress for a few moments. A sensory room is a big help for them.
Okay, so you have the one that opened at Ford Field. It was last season, right?
They opened it last season, so this, you know, with the draft being in town, I know it won't be in Ford Field, but families that go to see a football game, if they bring a child with special needs and they need a moment, they can go up to the sensory room.
Okay, so your restaurant is in Melvindale. Yeah. How far away is that from Allen Park?
Well, people think I'm in Allen Park. So Melvindale's literally 3,000 people, so I'm about a minute away. So I can see the Lions practicing from the field.
And so the Lions actually come in quite often to the restaurant. So you are good friends. You know Lomas. You're good friends with all of them. And so what do you have to say about this draft? What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, I watched the Lions for, you know, showing my age, you know, 40, 45 years and never really been good. And in the last few years, they've been really good. What I find interesting about this draft, not only is it's in Detroit, they have their options of doing whatever they want to do, meaning they don't have to draft for need. They can draft the best player available, which is huge, because sometimes you get that guy and he's the best available. You might not use him for a few games or a year, but for the next 10 years, he might be the best player in the league. And that's where the Lions are at right now. They can do so many different things because they're so good.
And you're so proud of them. You're even wearing blue shoes. We can't see them right now, but you are wearing these blue shoes that are amazing. Okay, so if anyone, you do have private events at the restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
And with the draft in town, are those still available? Are you still doing that, or are you all booked up?
Yeah, I'm kind of booked up for the next few months. But
right. Well, then we'll wait for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I will tell you with the foundation, if you visit my website, I mean, people would think of me a pizza, right? But my website is really all about my foundation.
Yes.
So if they visit FrediThePizzaMan.com, you can donate there, and 100% of the proceeds go to equipping sensory rooms in the state of Michigan. I always say, I can't do it without you, the people, and you're a big part of making this happen.
Okay, and the Born in Detroit shirts that will go toward the foundation, those are still available?
2 more days.
2 more days.
Yeah, bornindetroit.org. Don't quote me on that, but if you put Born in Detroit, I'm sure you're going to find them.
Okay, and then they go toward the foundation as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Fredi.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
And again, that is Fredi Bello, president of Fredi the Pizza Man, and also the foundation. You are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Thank you for being with us. We are, of course, presented by Time Warp Vintage, and this is a show where we brew up topics from a woman's point of view Monday mornings. I'm Brooke Allen. Thank you so much for joining us. We are live from My Michigan TV studios in Troy, Michigan. Coming up, we will talk all about Earth Day with the Detroit Zoo and Sidewalk Detroit, plus eco art. You won't want to miss it, so stick with us. We are here at Time Warp Vintage, our presenting sponsor. I'm with Jason. Jason, I am holding, I love these cups. These are Blue Heaven, and it's my favorite color. So tell me a little bit of history about this.
So those are Blue Heaven, and what they are 1950s, 1960s dinnerware, and as you can see, they have the beautiful teal 1950s blue design on it, right?
Just perfect for spring, right?
It's perfect for spring, and it's actually year-round, but great for spring.
Yes.
These were the most commonly used dishes in the 50s and 60s, so a lot of people remember these when they're coming in shopping. They even remember them from the 70s just because they last so well.
Right? No, they're very durable, and these are actually easy to come by, right?
These ones are more easy to come by than like more unique patterns.
Right.
But that's why so many people remember these, because they were used so prevalently.
Right, they were like everyday dishware.
Everyday dishes. And as you can see, they're coated. So you can eat off them, not a problem.
Right.
You can put them in the dishwasher. Not a lot.
Right.
Like hand wash them mostly, because things that were done in the 50s and 60s, our dishwashers today will eat them alive.
Right, and then it would be ruined.
It would be ruined,
Okay, so all right, so these are beautiful, and these are like everyday dishes from our era.
Well, before our era. But they go really nicely. I got to show you with these, which are atomic fish.
Okay.
If I can hand that to you.
Course.
Now these are atomic fish, as you can see here. I don't know if you can see the pattern on it really big. These are one of the most desired, sought after patterns of glasses from the 50s and 60s. Again, it's called atomic fish because these were made during the moon landing time.
Wow, that's
between
amazing.
the late 50s to the mid 60s. And they come in all different, styles of glasses.
Right.
This, of course, is the Pilsner.
Okay.
Yep, this, of course, is the Pilsner. But these tend to be a little bit more expensive at $20 a piece. Okay. But, we run that sale. You spend $25, you get 20% off. So 2 glasses, you get them for...
And these are rare.
Oh, yes.
Right? So these are rare. So Blue Heaven, not so rare, but these are rare and hard to find. And they are here right at Time Warp.
But they would look nice with this.
The
blue
nice,
is a little different, but...
It is. No,
it would go with it
beautiful.
nicely because it's all about eclectic design.
Exactly that, and it's also about refreshing your dinnerware as the seasons change, and you can find everything you need right here at Time Warp Vintage in St. Clair Shores. Come and say hi to Jason and Steve and Jasmine. And I really want to add those heavenly blue coffee cups to my collection. If you're interested in being a sponsor, you can reach out through our website, caffeinatedconversationswithbrookeallen.com. Well, thank you so much for being with us, of course. This is Earth Day, and did you know that the first Earth Day was held on April 20th, 1970? That was 54 years ago, 53. Am I dating myself? I'm bad at math. Anyway, Sidewalk Detroit was launched in Detroit in 2013 to celebrate the landscape and culture of Detroit with the Sidewalk Festival. Ryan Myers-Johnson is the founder. And Ryan, Sidewalk Detroit is about art, culture, and design. Kind of explain to us what this is.
Yes, thank you for having me. Sidewalk Detroit is a nonprofit. Our mission is to advance spatial equity through art, culture, and experience design. So basically what that means is we're looking at how do we make our public spaces like parks, community centers, things like that more just, more beautiful and creative through working together with artists and residents.
And you believe in reactivating over rebuilding.
Exactly. We recognize that every neighborhood, every place, whatever it looks like now, has a history, has a culture, and has a story. And so we work together with residents to uncover what is the narrative of that place, what makes this place beautiful and unique, and how do we celebrate that through arts and culture and thoughtful experience design.
Okay, so eco art is something that you do, right?
Yes, we have an eco-artist residency. So what that means is we work with an artist in a natural space to think about how do we protect these spaces and elevate these spaces through arts and culture. So for example, this past Saturday, we had a river cleanup at the Rouge River in which we worked together with the artists to not only clean out the river, but to also select materials for a permanent art installation created out of some of the trash that we got from the river.
That is amazing. Okay, so the Sidewalk Festival, that is turned into a pretty big event, right?
Yes, every 2 years we commission about 40 artists from all over the city and the country to work in unique urban spaces. So be it an alley, a parking lot, a farmer's market, or a storefront, we ask artists to commission and create original works of sculpture, visual art, dance, and music in order to celebrate the culture of that space.
Okay, so you are the founder of
Yes.
this, and tell me, all those years ago, what were you thinking? I mean, what was your vision? Was this it?
Well, yes. In addition to our eco-artist residency, as I mentioned, we work in public spaces. So we look at parks and different community spaces and how do we make those spaces more just. I'm a native Detroiter. I was born here, and I really just love the way Detroit looks and feels, the culture here. After spending about 10 years dancing professionally in New York and abroad, I noticed that in Detroit we're not showing the love, I guess, that we could to this culture, to this place. And what does it mean to be a pedestrian in Detroit? A lot of people, honestly, Detroit has that narrative. It's
Right.
not safe to walk here. It's not safe to be in this park. So I recognize that the power of art can really unlock a different experience for people in those public spaces.
So how excited are you for the NFL draft this week?
Well, I'm pretty excited. I'm always happy to see people coming to Detroit. It's actually had quite a lot of interesting art conversations. There's some really great shoes that you can find across the city that have been painted by local artists. I won't say that I'm an expert in the football world, though.
Well, thank you for everything you do in beautifying the city. And when you are in the park or when you see an installation that you've had something to do with, how does that make you feel?
Well, Eliza Howell Park is one of the parks that we work in. It's Detroit's third largest park at over 250 acres, and we have a large-scale installation there called the Stick House by Patrick Doherty. It's a beautiful, kind of whimsical fairy house that you can walk into and experience. So if you Google Eliza Howell Park or Patrick Doherty, you will see the type of art that I'm talking about. And whenever I go in and see children kind of running through that park and just running through the Stick House and experiencing it, I really love to see that look of wonder and magic that is in their faces when they are able to integrate with the park a little bit more through our art installations.
Well, that is awesome and amazing work, everything you do. If people wanted to help you or volunteer, or how do they do that?
Yeah, so going to our website, sidewalkdetroit.com, has a host of information. We're beginning an initiative called Earth Futures from now all the way through June, which is a series of panel discussions, community conversations. If you want to learn how do I take this plastic bottle that was trash and make it into a piece of art, we've got community workshops coming up, as well as another artist residency dealing with air quality issues. So if you're interested in learning about those things and how do I creatively address these issues, please come to sidewalkdetroit.com and check out all of the events we have for Earth Futures.
All right, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to finally meet you.
Thank you.
I've heard so much about you, so thank you.
This was great. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. And again, that is Ryan Myers-Johnson, founder of Sidewalk Detroit. Well, we will keep talking Earth Day with our next guest in just a moment, but first, just a reminder that we are giving away a gift certificate to Epiphany Studios in Pontiac, where you can try glass blowing. All you have to do is like and follow Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen on Facebook and comment with the number 24. Of course, we will announce the winner at the end of today's show. Also, quick message from one of our sponsors. Are you needing a fun and exciting place to hold a networking event? Well, we held ours at Drip IV Therapy and Hydration in West Bloomfield, and it was so much fun. It is a cozy space, and there's really no better place to get a beauty hydration bag or a quick shot of B12 as you're collaborating on your next big project. So check out Drip IV Therapy and Hydration. They are in West Bloomfield on Orchard Lake by the Stage Deli. Deanna is fabulous and will make sure you have everything you need to network and even put a pep in your step. For more information, you can go to dripivtherapy.com and search locations and scroll down to West Bloomfield. Again, say hi to Deanna for me. Well, Randy Hamilton is Vice President of Guest Services, Communications, and Marketing for the Detroit Zoo. And Randy, there is a party for the planet happening at the Detroit Zoo. It is Earth Day. Tell me about that.
Well, I would say that we like to think of Earth Day as every day at the Detroit Zoo. Really because we like to start those conversations. They're so important. So we kicked off Earth Day, even though it's today, with a huge celebration this past weekend. We host Green Fest every single year, and we had more than 12,000 people participate in those activities. So if you missed out this year, mark your calendar for next.
Yes.
But then on top of that, we have Michigan's Green Schools coming in this week. We partner with them on a wonderful program. The Tri-County Green Schools program recognizes students who participate in sustainability projects and innovations for years to come. And they'll be with us this week as well. And then we're doing Gorillas on the Line, which is another way that people can participate in sustainability actions that make a difference for the future. So people can donate their used mobile devices, iPads, and so on, bring those in, and it can reduce the impact on a lot of the ecosystems around the world, and especially gorilla habitats where a lot of the resources are mined for those products. Right. So it's really exciting that people can come in and participate in many ways. And then we also have throughout the entire year animal celebrations that focus on conservation and sustainability, so that talk around Earth Day can continue all year long.
All year long. And you know, it's so funny is because whenever, you know, I take my kids, we're members, of course, to the Detroit Zoo, and when I take them there, and it's more about it's not just about the animals at the zoo. I mean, you guys do so much to protect the environment and to protect them. And I mean, that's just so amazing. Even the Belle Isle, right? Nature Center, there's something going on there as well.
Yep, Belle Isle Nature Center did host just this past weekend their Green Day activities. And then their new renovation also features a lot of ways that you can understand the urban landscape and what you can do within your own backyards to make a difference that's a little bit greener every day.
Okay, so that is the Earth Day portion of our discussion of the Detroit Zoo. But pretty excited about this. Dinosauria is coming back, isn't it?
It sure is. Dinosauria is a fan favorite. It is back again this year, and so it's going to be more than 30 animatronic dinosaurs that are going to make their home along a 3-acre immersive trail inside the zoo. Right. So we tell great stories with that, take people back in time, and really connect it to the animals that you are familiar with today, and what are the likenesses, and what do we learn from what happened to dinosaurs years ago.
And also, that's kind of a kid event, right? I mean, of course, adults like that too.
Everyone loves it.
Everyone loves dinosaurs. We know this for a fact. But the zoo also hosts adult-only events, right?
Thank you for that. Okay. So we have 4 21-plus events. We call them our after-hours series. They will kick off earlier in the season with Zoo Brew coming up. Those tickets are on sale right now at DetroitZoo.org. And then we'll follow that up with Summer Sips, as well as Spooky Spirits in the fall, and Polar Beers, which is tied to Wild Lights, which is a very wonderful experience as well. And then I would remiss if I did not mention Sunset at the Zoo. That's presented by our wonderful friends at Key Bank. And Sunset at the Zoo is our biggest fundraiser of the year, and it is an amazing evening. It's kind of like a food and wine festival. There's a live and silent auction with amazing packages that people can take advantage of, and it's just a really great, intimate experience after hours.
When is that?
That will be in June on the 21st, and tickets are available online. Please join us. Bring some friends. Exactly. But tickets are available right now, and then the silent auction will go available online a week before the event.
Okay, perfect. And you know, actually, I am going to be at the Detroit Zoo on Saturday because the Shades of Pink Foundation holding their walk, and talk a little bit about that, because you do host events.
Yes, we do.
And it's a fabulous day because it goes for a good cause, but then you also get to hang out at the zoo as well, right?
Absolutely. We have loved hosting their event every single year, and it is a wonderful place. We host about 27 charity walks every year, and any way that we can give back to the community that has always been so gracious to us, we love being able to support those other like-minded organizations as well. So there are opportunities for private events as well if anyone would like to book with us. Again, that's on DetroitZoo.org, but we've had weddings, birthdays, celebrations, retirements, company parties, but we do it all.
You do it all.
We do.
You do it all, and it's beautiful, and I'm hoping to see the polar bear soon because every time I go, he's never around. I'm always like, where is the polar bear?
They're back out and they're
Are they?
enjoying the lovely weather, and this is a lovely time of year when you're at the zoo. Everything's in bloom and all the animals are very happy to be out and about.
Excellent. I'm going to head there later on today and be like, I need to see the polar bear. Well, thank you so much. And of course, you can become a member of the Detroit Zoo, right?
Absolutely. If you are a member already, you can renew online or you can renew on property. We also have a discount if you are living in the Tri-County area. So Oakland, Macomb, and Wayne County, there is a discount for those memberships. It is an annual membership and it includes quite a few perks, including one thing that we added this year. In the past, members had free parking during the day, but now they get free parking for all of our evening events as well, which is pretty significant change.
That
so
is.
we're excited.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Well, a pleasure to see you again.
Same, likewise. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, my pleasure. And I know that I will be seeing you again at the zoo at some point in time, right? Yes, Saturday. I will see you Saturday, in fact. Again, that is Randy Hamilton, Vice President for Guest Services, Communications, and Marketing for the Detroit Zoo. Well, this is Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, a show where we brew up topics from a woman's point of view. Thank you so much for being with us. Coming up next, so many of the best ideas start on a napkin, and this one has changed lives. We will explain. But first, let's hit the road to one of our sponsors, the Michigan Institute for Neurological Disorders in Farmington Hills. Let's watch. Hey, I am hanging out at Mind in Farmington Hills. This is their headquarters, and I'm with Dr. Essick, who is a neurologist, but also fellowship trained, and I kind of need you to explain what that means.
So my fellowship training is in headache and facial pain. So I did an additional year of extra training just to be more focused on those patients with more refractory migraines that might need more than the standard care for migraines.
And how long have you been at Mind?
I've been here for just about a year, so we're loving it.
And there is a lot of stuff happening around us. What is happening and where are we actually?
So we are upstairs. This is our new Center for Headaches and Facial Pain. It's a 3,000 square foot area here, so we're really excited to be expanding our headache clinic. And
I think the one thing about Mind, and I am a patient here, and I think the one thing that's so important is that everything is under one roof, which makes it so convenient.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to get all of your care in one place, all of your neurological care in one place. So we're really happy to be expanding the headache clinic, and we also have the MS clinic and movement disorders downstairs. And so it's good to be growing our different subspecialties.
So we are in Farmington Hills, but there's also offices in Roseville.
We have an office in Roseville, yes, and we also have an office in Dearborn.
Okay.
So yeah.
So if somebody was out there suffering from a migraine and they wanted to get in touch with you, I know there's a lot involved, but they can go online, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And you can find all the information about myself, Dr. Amen, and our PA, Jess Epstein. She's wonderful.
Okay, and that is at mindonline.com. And my doctors at Mind have really helped me so much. Be sure to give Mind a call if you are struggling with migraines or any other neurological condition. Again, you can find them at mindonline.com. Well, since February, you have heard me talking about our community partner, Shades of Pink Foundation. Their mission is to help patients undergoing breast cancer treatment financially with everyday bills that can pile up when you're dealing with a health crisis. And Dr. Pamela Benitez, you are a breast cancer surgeon and also the co-founder of the Shades of Pink Foundation. And I believe this all did start on a napkin for you.
It sure did. A patient came to me saying that she was experiencing financial difficulty and asked if I knew of any organization that could help her. And she also talked to her friend, Suzanne Kruger, and we looked around. There was nothing in the area, so we sat down in a restaurant in Ferndale and wrote our ideas out on a napkin, which I still kept.
What year was that?
2005.
Okay, so 2005, and since then, I mean, it has just grown and grown. And how many women do you think you've helped over the years?
Probably 1,500, 2,000 women. We've given over $2.5 million in financial assistance to women.
You know, that is so amazing. And I think that the whole, I mean, you're a doctor and a surgeon. And so what is the connection between stress and actually being able to heal? I mean, it's all intertwined, right?
Absolutely. There's no question that if we can help someone with one part of their journey, it'll make a big difference. And it's so important in terms of this whole topic of financial toxicity, such that even the American Society of Clinical Oncology labeled it as a side effect of treatment in 2016. And it's incredible what that does to someone. And when we see the benefit of just, you know, we pay the creditors directly, and it's usually rent, mortgage, utilities, car payment, car insurance, daycare. So just helping them, you know, we don't think that our gift is that much, but we give a woman $2,000, $2,500, which can be their monthly income, and it just gets them over the hump. It sort of helps them with one big part of that breast cancer journey.
And the whole idea, you know, a lot of people too also think that if you have insurance, oh, you're at ZZ Street, you're fine. But that's not always the case, because treatment for breast cancer is pretty expensive.
It is. In fact, when you look at the statistics, the cost of breast cancer treatment is probably the highest, which is surprising. And when we see the effect on the families, it's that the insurances aren't paying as much. You have out-of-pocket expenses, and you just have your basic needs that you have to take care of. So we alleviate one of those areas of stress by providing this grant.
And you serve 9 counties.
9 counties
right?
now.
9 counties now. And I guess it's important too that people realize that it's the social worker at the hospitals that are actually the connection for you, right?
Those are our great partners. The social workers, nurse navigators are how they bring patients that become our clients. So a patient who's having difficulty will go to her nurse navigator, or his or her nurse navigator or social worker, and they will go and do their due diligence with them and look to see if there's any other sources of help, whether it may be through, you know, consumers or DTE, and then they will work with them to say how can we help and what can we offer them in terms of what bills need to be paid.
Okay, so you have been our community partner, and thank you so much for that.
And I have a gift.
You do, and I switched out my coffee cup.
I know,
right? See?
You know, we have our new coaster, so what could be better for your Caffeinated Conversations?
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
I love it. So, okay, the walk is Saturday.
It is so exciting.
Yes, and I am super excited, and people can still... They can still join, right?
They sure can. They can join all the way up to Saturday morning.
Okay, so Saturday morning is I'm picking up the packet.
On Thursday,
right? Okay, so packet pickup is Thursday, but Saturday we kick off at what, 7 o'clock?
7 a.m. 7 a.m. You need to enter the zoo by 9 a.m.
Okay.
And you can register online till Wednesday evening, and then you can register at packet pickup at Clausen Eclectic Home and Mangiamo's, and that's on Thursday. And then, of course, you can always register at the zoo 7 a.m.
Okay, and then also people, if they're not able to make it, they can
sleepwalk.
Sleepwalk, right?
We have our
love
sleepwalkers.
sleepwalkers.
And we're going to create a sleepwalker team next year, but
really?
That's great. Yeah, so you can just support us and stay in bed.
Stay in your pajamas?
That's right, stay in your PJs. That's right.
You know, just real quick, as a doctor and surgeon, and as you have continued this mission, how do you feel knowing that you have helped so many people?
It's amazing when I can actually see a woman and the stress she experiences when she comes in, the lack of knowledge and the feeling that she's lost control of her life, and to help her medically through that journey, but also help her family and help her. It's incredible. I always say it's like climbing a mountain, and I say at the end, the slide down is glorious, because you've met those challenges, and we've helped, and I've partnered with you to help you do that. And now with Shades of Pink Foundation, it just makes it just such a community event. It's all of the community helping that person.
Yeah, it's amazing. So
it is.
Thank you. It's been lovely to be a part of this. We're excited. I'm excited for those team shirts, Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, all in pink.
Yeah, and we're hoping that because the draft doesn't start till noon, actually on Saturday, that all of our visitors from out of town will come and join us. You can come to the the zoo and 7 a.m. and just buy a ticket and come be with us. So we're inviting all the visitors from out of town to come join us.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for my coaster. I love it. I will see you Saturday morning.
Absolutely. I'll look for you.
Bright and early. I'll be there. I'll be there. Again, that is Dr. Pamela Benitez, co-founder of Shades of Pink Foundation, which has been our community partner for the last 12 weeks. Well, this is Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, where we brew up topics from a woman's point of view. I'm Brooke Allen. Thank you for being with us on this Monday. We are live from the My Michigan TV studios in Troy. Coming up, we will take you back to 1912 for our Curtains Up segment. But first, it is a tough conversation, life insurance. But it's even tougher if you don't have that conversation. Lynn Sterla is one of our sponsors and will join me for the next 4 weeks to give some insight and advice when it comes to this very difficult topic. Let's watch. I am with one of our sponsors, Lynn Sterla. And Lynn, you know, we are of Sterla Insurance, and we are talking about life insurance, and it is kind of a touchy subject.
Absolutely. I was just mentioning to you after watching your show today, you never know what can happen in your life. And it's very important to think about the future and have that conversation about life insurance, because you can't predict what can happen. So you need to protect your family and your future, because it's just a very delicate situation. And
so it's so important, but people have such a hard time talking about it.
Yes.
Why is that?
I think because people don't want to go there in their mind. You know, you want to think about the good things in life, and today, I mean, it's difficult to just even financially plan for some people. So to think about that, you know, the place we're all inevitably going to wind up, it's, you know, you don't want to have that conversation ever. So it's my job to bring it up, as, you know, sometimes it can be uncomfortable, but you know, if I'm going to protect my clients and families, you just have to have that conversation.
And you know, as we've often heard, even, you know, in different shows, that you never think it's going to happen to you until it does.
Yes. Yes.
And that's what people need to realize. So how do people start the conversation? I guess they would start that by calling you, right?
Yeah, and I think the most important thing is you don't have to have all the answers. You don't need to know exactly what you need. Just get the conversation started, get an application in, because you don't know what your health will be next week. Or, you know, I have a friend that her husband lost 40 pounds, and she said, let's go ahead and start it. You know, he's at his peak weight and everything will be great. You know, you get a urine test and a blood test, and they check your height and weight. And you know, now they're kind of putting it off, and it's like, you don't know. I have another friend that had a stroke. I mean, things happen.
Things happen.
And you're not expecting them, and the next thing you know, you may not be insurable. So just, you know, my message would be just get your application in, get the process going, and then sort out exactly what you need after that. It doesn't have to be everything right now, but just do something.
Okay, and how do people reach out to you?
They can call me at 248-880-8782. You can go to my website, Sterla Insurance, STURLA Insurance.com. I work with Michigan Farm Bureau Insurance, and yeah, that's how you get a hold of me.
Okay, you know, it's a tough conversation, but you got to start it sometime. So thank you, Lynn, so much. I appreciate it. And you know, I mean, like we've said, nobody thinks it can happen to them until it does, and you're needing that policy.
And we call it's more insurance, love insurance, rather than life insurance, because it's for the people you love.
Right. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks.
And again, you can reach out to Lynn at SterlaInsurance.com, or you can give her a call. 248-880-8782 is the number to call for Lynn Sterla. Well, it is time for our Curtains Up segment. Rosedale Community Players began in 1969. Their performance space actually located inside Peace Lutheran Church in Southfield. Opening night is this Friday for When an Inspector Calls, and Larry Rink is not only the president of the theater, but also plays the inspector. And Larry, how is it doing double theater, or double duty for the theater?
Well, it's not unusual if you're involved in a community theater, and you know, sometimes you're on the board, you're doing a lot of different things, but you also want to be on stage, and so it's a real joy to be able to do that.
And for anyone who hasn't been to Rosedale Community Players, it's such a cool, unique space. So kind of explain this.
Well, all our audience sits at cabaret style seating, so a lot of four toppers, but we can expand those for various, you know, larger groups. And you can bring whatever you want to eat or drink, whatever beverage you want. It doesn't matter. We don't ask questions. Just go ahead and bring it up and enjoy the night. So
When an Inspector Calls, it is actually opening Friday.
It is.
Okay, so for somebody who may not be familiar with the play, what is it?
It is a story that's set in 1912. It's a British play that was written back in 1945. And it's about a wealthy family who, you know, they're celebrating at the beginning of the show, and they got an engagement going on, and then all of a sudden this mysterious inspector shows up, and he starts questioning them about a suicide of a young woman. And as the play unfolds, you'll find that each of these family members has something to say about this suicide that goes on. Okay. So it's more of a psychological thriller, this play. Very intense, very deep, and a lot of fun to do.
And you are the inspector.
I am.
So how fun was that?
It's great. It's great. I get to be really serious and stuff,
see?
you know.
We love that.
And I get to interview everybody and kind of make them all bend to my will, if you will. And it's a really interesting way to go at this particular performance.
Okay, so you guys open on Friday, and how many weekends do you run?
We run 3 weekends, so we're going from April 26th through May 11th. We do 3 shows each weekend. The first 2 weekends we have a Sunday matinee, and then the last weekend we do 2 performances on the final Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how are ticket sales right now?
Ticket sales are going pretty well, but we can always be improved.
Yes,
and,
you need to fill that house, right?
Yes, that's right. It's nothing better than to see a whole bunch of faces out there when
and
you get up on
I do want to
stage.
mention real quick that last time I saw a show there, I think it was the Bucket List of Booze Club,
That's
right?
correct, yep.
There were a lot of people there, I mean, big tables. And it was kind of like, I don't know if it was a networking event or if it was just a night out for companies, but a very cool atmosphere.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. We have organizations that come in and want to set up tables for up to 12, you know, and it's we can accommodate all that. Okay. Our seating is very specialized. Pam Mayer, who's our ticket manager, is very busy trying to arrange all the seats and where people are going to be most comfortable. And of course, our season ticket holders, which we have a couple of hundred of those, they all have the priority seating. So if you really want priority seating in our place, become a season ticket holder.
Okay, is this the last show of the season?
It's the last show of the season. We are going to do a special performance with Secondhand Rose Players. It's kind of a co-produced production. That's going to be the last weekend in May, and the first weekend in June. It's called The Resurrectionist, and it's by a local playwright.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do people get tickets? Can you walk in and get tickets, or do you have to?
You can walk in and get tickets, but it's better to make reservations in advance, just so we know how many tables we have set up. You can go to www.rosedale.communityplayers.com, or you can call you go to the website and find the ticket number and call Pam directly, or email Pam at rcptickets@gmail.com.
Okay, I think I've talked to Pam several times getting those tickets, and no, it is such a cool atmosphere, such a cool theater. So I love going there. It's one of my favorite places.
Yeah,
so
thank you. Yeah.
And thank you, Larry, for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Thanks for good to be with you.
And break a leg.
Yes.
Again, that is Larry Rink, president of Rosedale Community Players. Again, when an inspector calls, that opens this Friday. Well, we are so excited. We've been building up to this for the past 12 weeks. A walk at the zoo with our community partner, Shades of Pink Foundation. It is finally here. It is happening this Saturday. They help people with breast cancer across Michigan pay everyday bills because 50% of breast cancer patients face financial hardship due to their diagnosis. And we have had the pleasure to sit down with Ruth last week, who told us that Shades of Pink Foundation and what it has meant to her. Let's watch.
When you have breast cancer, for me, my stress level was here.
I'm sure.
So not having to worry and have the confidence that my bills were being paid, it was a grateful opportunity for me, and I didn't even know organizations like that existed.
And that's amazing, right? Because, I mean, and that's kind of what this show is all about, because there's so many resources that are available to people going through different things. And it's amazing how hard they are to find out about.
Yes.
And so you said it was the social worker in the hospital. And now, as you continue to go through this process, what are your thoughts as far as?
Well, I want other people to know about it. I'm willing to share, you know, my experience, and I'm so thankful because I went through at least 2 or 3 social workers before one of them actually was able to enlighten me about what was out here. So I was excited about that because I didn't know it existed.
See, so you don't always know, and it takes that special person to kind of get the message out there.
Yes.
And so now you are glad and proud to be talking about Shades of Pink Foundation. And we do have our own caffeinated walk team, and there is still plenty of room to join. The more the merrier. You can walk with me and my whole team this Saturday at the Detroit Zoo. Just scan that QR code on your screen to join us again. That is Saturday morning at 7 o'clock. Wake up and grab the the coffee. Okay, we kind of did something different today. Our Coffee of the Day segment usually starts the show, but today it's ending it, because if you know me, you know that I'll have that first cup of coffee, and then the second, and then the third. Philip Jewell, you're keeping me caffeinated all day long. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
So you have brought some. Are those coffee beans?
These are green coffee beans.
Oh.
So you can see they're completely different.
Can I just eat them? Like,
no.
No, I can't. Okay.
No. So this is what we get as samples. So we get 250 gram samples from the brokers, and then we roast them and then taste them. So they're a little bit different. They're pretty hard and obnoxious.
Right.
When you get them.
But you actually do the roasting.
I do the roasting.
You do the roasting, and you know, Blue Hat Coffee Gallery in Farmington Hills downtown. It's beautiful, and you guys have so expanded your menu. I mean, you've gotten the lunches now, right? You do all of your own stuff.
We have several sandwiches.
Yeah.
We have brisket, pulled brisket. We have corned beef. We have ham. We have turkey. We make our own croissants. We now have chocolate croissants on the menu, and the menu keeps expanding.
So I know last time we talked, the patio open?
The patio is open right now. It's a little chilly in the morning, but people do go out there in the afternoon. So next week, when it's a little warmer, it will be probably very busy.
And you stay open late, which I appreciate.
Right. We have hours from 6:30 in the morning to 8:30 at night. And the surprising thing is it's busy at night. I thought, well, it's not going to be that busy, but people come in and have meetings and work on projects, and we're normally have people till we close.
And you're like, okay, now go on, go on.
It's time to leave.
It's time to go. Yeah. Put the coffee cup away, man. We got this. Yeah. Okay, so where are you located for people who have not been there yet?
We're in downtown Farmington, and we're at the corner of Grand River and Farmington Road, which is the old Masonic Hall. Okay. So we have the entire first floor. So we have pretty much everything in there, including a fairly large kitchen.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful facility. And of course, I think this is what I had this morning before I left home.
Oh, you had the unroasted coffee.
Yes, well, not this one. You had roasted it and put it in the bag for me, so I appreciate that. So, Philip, always a pleasure. Thank you so much again. I love Blue Hat Coffee Gallery. You know this. It's one of my favorite hangouts.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm going to go in there at 8:45 tonight.
Okay, yeah, come in and nobody will be there.
Exactly, including you, right?
Yeah, I'll be gone definitely.
Are you taking these back?
I am. I'm going to go test roasting.
All right, awesome. Again, that is Philip Jewell, co-owner of Blue Hat Coffee and Gallery in downtown Farmington. Well, we have been to coffee shops all over the place, but we're also all over social media. You can check us out on YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. And you can also find us on Apple and Spotify. And I also want to give a thank you to all of the amazing people who are behind the scenes, of course, bringing you this show each and every week. I want to say thank you to my executive producer, Christina McDaniel, Dave Scott, who owns My Michigan TV, Jared, who is in the control room, and Luke, who is out here on the floor with us, helping mic up our guests, and of course, Jason Dean, this guy. Thank you so much. You are our presenting sponsor. You are also always the one helping me out with who has won our giveaway.
I'm excited too, because this time it's off Instagram, which is our first winner off Instagram. I'm so excited about that. Kelly Rollins.
Okay, Kelly
Reynolds. I'm sorry, Kelly Reynolds.
Okay, Kelly Reynolds.
Kelly Reynolds has won, and our Instagram is blown up. I love it.
Oh, awesome!
I'm so excited.
Very good. Maybe it's the new sign.
It must be. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, we had a ton of people on Facebook too, but I chose somebody from
well, that is awesome.
Instagram.
Okay, so she has won the gift certificate for Epiphany Studios, which are in Pontiac. So you can try your hand at glass blowing, Kelly. I'm excited to see that. We do want a picture, though, when the product is all done, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so again, thank you so much, Jason.
Absolutely.
And we are so excited. Thank you so much. This has been our 24th episode. Of course, you want to join us next Monday. We do want to wish everyone a happy Passover, to everyone who celebrates. Keep the coffee hot and have a wonderful week. And we will see you next Monday. Bye-bye.
Bye.